Alright guys, welcome back to the channel here this morning. I've finally managed to get out to the range here to get a video in on the new Glock 43 that I've been carrying. This gun is unloaded, as you can see. I've had this one for several months now. Mainly got it to be a summer carry gun and have a gun when I'm not, wearing a big jacket or anything like that. And I started out carrying it in a Don Hume leather holster, similar to this one that I have for my 26. And what I've found is that this clip right here works good, but it's kind of, it's not sharp or anything, but still it's a metal clip. So over time, when I'm carrying my 26, all of my shirts have worn a little hole right here, like when I sit down and it puts pressure up against it. So that got old pretty quick. I love the Don Hume holsters. I just wish they had a better clip system in them. But I looked around, tried out some Kydex holsters, with the big wide plastic clip on them. Those didn't work out for me. I would pull the whole thing out of my pants when I would draw the weapon. So I looked around, watched a few videos, and found one that Such and several other people did on this holster right here. It's a G-Code Incog holster. And if you're familiar with the Incog, you'll notice this one looks a little bit different. The Incog comes with two of these clips. You get another one right here. That didn't work for me because I like to cant my holster forward a little bit like that. It just helps to conceal it a little better for me. So, and this made it much more comfortable to wear. So I just took a Dremel, filed that off, and polished it. So now I've got just one clip, and that, when you've got a magazine in it, that pretty much puts the center of the balance right here. You got the slide of the gun here, and then your magazine sticking out back here. So that balances it very well. And what really sold me on this, and this works better than the Don Hume even, is the Don Hume is slick. It's nice leather. I love leather holsters. There's just something classic about the leather and the smell of the leather. But this one has, it's not actually Kydex, it's an injection molded plastic. The Kydex holsters I tried, found out they were just very slick, slid around, they wouldn't stay in place. But this has they call it tactical fuzz. It's almost like a suede feeling to it. And at first I was a little worried it would come off after a day or two, but it feels just like the day I took it out of the mailbox, tried it out. But I plan on ordering these for 26 for the winter carry, or a 19, whatever I choose to carry during the winter. The only bad thing about these, and it's really a good problem for the company to have, is from the time I ordered this, these are generally all custom made because you got all sorts of different colors and options you can do. It was all just a couple days under 9 weeks from the time I ordered it until the time it arrived at my door. So if you order one of these, prepare to wait for a little bit. It's not something you're going to get the next day or 2 days from now. They are starting to offer a few in-stock options, but the 43 is not one of them. I believe the 19 they've just made a bunch of and have in stock ready to go. But the 43, you're going to have to wait. So that's that with the holster. Now some upgrades I've made to this gun. Just like the 26 I've put the Talon grip tape on it. And out of the box, and this is a common problem from what I hear, out of the box, the trigger, advertised by Glock at, their normal 5.5 pounds, but it was terribly heavy. It felt closer to 8 or 9 pounds. So I ordered a Ghost 3.5 pound connector. It's still not 3.5 pounds, but it does feel closer to 5, and it's smoother. You do have a bit more take up. So that's when you start to feel some tension right here. Bring it back, nice smooth crisp break. Now in comparison to my 26, unloaded, it has, you got some creep there. You can feel it disengaging the firing pin safety, and then it almost, I hate to say this, but it almost feels like a 1911, just that crisp break right there. Short reset, another short crisp break. And I've done nothing to this trigger other than shoot about 1,500 rounds through the gun, so it's nice, broken in, smooth. And the bigger, standard size Glocks, whether it be the compact, subcompact, or the full size, do seem to be a little better as far as their factory triggers. Glock did have to re-engineer a few things for the subcompact guns, I guess you could call this. This one's a subcompact. But yeah, so this is a single stack, 9mm. Comes with 2 of these 6-round magazines. And this is actually the 3rd one I've purchased. I had a shield previously when I was carrying the 19 full time, and found it to be a little big for me in the summer. So I bought a shield, and that was a couple years ago before the 43 even came out. And one disadvantage to the 43 is you just get 2 6-round magazines. Now the one comes with this base plate, flat base plate, and another one comes with the extended finger rest. You would think Glock would make the second magazine a 7-round, like Smith & Wesson did with the Shield. They did a 7 and an extended 8-round with the finger. But no, they just give you 2 6-round. So fortunately, there's a lot of aftermarket support for Glock, so I got the Terran Tactical +1 base pad, which really does not add all that much, just very, very negligible. These are really about a 6.5 or 6.5 round magazine. There's still plenty of room in there to get just another, not even a 1/4 inch length to this magazine, and they could have put 7 in there and not, had a negligible size difference at all. So I got the +1 that I normally carry in the gun, and I can get a full, almost about 3/4 of my pinky on there. Get a good firing grip on it. And for backup, got the 8-round. And if you're wondering why this base pad is matte black and this one's green, they didn't have the black ones in stock when I ordered this. This one, the +1 pad, uses the stock spring. It comes with the magazine, works just fine. I haven't had any issues with it. And the +2 comes with another spring. You get a little longer, stiffer spring. I don't know what they did to it. But initially, they were using the stock spring with the +2 and found out it was a little bit weak for good reliability for this much extension. So went with another spring. So that negates any real advantages that the Shield has over the 43, other than price. These are going to run you $50 to $100 more than the Shield, depending on where you purchase it. But for me, it feels better in my hand. I'm used to Glocks. As a matter of fact, all the pistols I own right now are Glocks. That'll be changing soon. I plan to add another 1911, another CZ75. I did have to sell those to fund the suppressor that I've got coming and my AK SBR. I hadn't planned on selling those, and I had planned on getting suppressor and the SBR and the AK, but with the executive actions back in January and changes to NFA Trust, I wanted to go ahead and get those ordered. So my AK and the suppressor are actually both at my dealer right now. He's putting the folding stock on it for me, and I really expect the papers back on it any day now. And the suppressor, who knows. So that's a little overview of the 43 there. About the only other change I plan to make to it is put night sights on it. Still got the factory Glock plastic sights. So they work for right now. I mean, I'm not going to combat or anything, so they work for me. But I do plan on putting the same sights as I have on the 26. Got XS big dots, tritium night sights, front and rear. Love those sights. They're not target sights by any means, but they do give you a quick sight acquisition. And while I'm at it, the only other disadvantage to the 43 that I see as opposed to the 26 is it won't take these magazines, the fun sticks. So about the best option you got for the 43 is an 8-round magazine, which for everyday concealed carry is fine, but if you're going into more dangerous territory, having fun at the range, you're going to want these. Okay, now I've seen some reviews of people saying that the 43 has a bit more perceived recoil than the Shield, and it's a little bit harder to shoot. I have not found it that way, especially with the Terran Tactical base pads. It gives you more of a grip, more of a purchase on the gun. So I've not found it to be any more difficult. These shots I'm taking about 15 yards back on the steel plate over here, so we'll see. Five hits on target. I think the reason I missed that one is my glasses are fogging up bad out here. It's been ungodly humid here in Tennessee here lately. It's been running about the low to mid 90s, about 80-90% humidity. It's awful. Now I believe I did fail to mention that the 26 here and the 43, they're virtually identical in size, except for width. So there they are, stacked up against each other. So you can see they're almost the exact same until you get to the width. 43 is a lot slimmer. It doesn't look that much slimmer, but when it comes to concealing this gun, it's night and day. I like the 26, but the 43 just feels better. 26, short, stumpy, great gun. Love shooting it. I shoot it pretty well for the size that it is, with not really having much of a pinky, but it feels chunky. And in addition to the glasses fogging up, the sun is right there. So, blinding me. And that's enough excuses for missing for today.